Hello, my false two friends. It's been a day and a half here. Welcome to Remain Calm and Keep Stitching. And I have a book to show you. This is A Cross Stitch Christmas Festive Spirit, and I think it's beautiful. I love the patterns in this book. I love all of them. Before I go any farther, you can still get this book from Craftways, which is either part of Hirschner's or Hirschner's is part of them. I'm not sure. Their phone number is 1-800-713-1239. That's to join the annual program. So I think you can still get the book from them. I know it's still available. It's still out there. So call them if you end up liking this book as much as I do. Even half as much as I do, you'd still love it. So this is the back cover. And you can see some gorgeous, gorgeous patterns. And this one up here, I'm doing that one. That's one of my whips. I actually have two whips for this book already. So this is Craftways. If you want to write to them instead of calling them, it is Post Office Box 761, Stevens Point, Wisconsin, 54481. Craftways is the company. And like I said, the phone number is 1-800-713-1239. And this book came, and I wasn't really expecting it. I kind of had forgotten that it was coming, and it was like getting a Christmas present, a really beautiful Christmas present. And you can see here, there's the information. And let's go to the first one. Baking Spirits Spray. Look at that. Mr. and Mrs. Claus are baking up a storm. I mean, that's adorable. That would be so cute in the kitchen. That would be nice to look at while you're baking Christmas cookies. And let's see, that should finish up at about 14 by 14. Now, some of these are done on Ada, some are done on Lugana, some are Belfast, and some are Cashel. So there's linen and Ada. But of course, if you're new, don't think you have to do it on the fabric they tell you. If it's 28 count linen, you can do it on 14 count Ada. But if you don't want that size, you could do it on an 18 count Ada. If you don't like 24 count linen, do it on a different count. Well, just, whatever you want to do. Now, it's not Christmas without cookies. We all know that. How many of us remember Mama making cookies and we had to snitch them and make sure they tasted good, right? So when did the cookie jar ever saw any? I had an idea what I'd like to do with this one, so we'll see if I can get it to work. And then these two go with towels. I'd love to do a set of towels. I have to find towels to work with. I'm not exactly sure what towels you use, but I would love to do that. That's designed by Elizabeth Spurlow. Now this one, North Pole Cookie Cafe. That is my whip. I started this November 25th. Sorry. And there we go. Isn't that sweet? I love this. And it's done top to bottom as far as the borders and both sides. That's how big it will be. So it's not huge. It's just nice to put up in the kitchen, uh, anywhere in the house, really. It could be part of a centerpiece for a kitchen or a dining table. I know when I did those holly leaves, they just looked like green lumps. And as soon as I added the garnet for the little berries, it just came to life. And I just love that. That one's by Cherry Hill Stitchery. And then we have these adorable little magnets. Look at those magnets. I'm not sure if they make them on paper or not. They might. I'd have to look it up. I should have looked it up. They're not the next one I'm doing, so that's why I didn't look them up. But I say they're not the next one. They might be. And I look at the different patterns. These are all small enough that my thought is, if you make It's Not Christmas Without Cookies big piece and put it on a jar and make it like a drum. You could have these going around the sides and back, and you could make your own little Christmas cookie jar, which if you wanted to, you could also use as a Christmas present. You could fill it up with homemade cookies or with candies, and I think that would be a really nice gift. I would appreciate it. I like to think other people would appreciate your hard work. So, look at that. Is that not perfect for a child's room? Wouldn't you love to go to sleep waiting for Santa, knowing that you had that nice picture there? I bet Santa would even leave you a little note about how cute he is. I would love to see that in the child's room. That is called Jolly Delivery. And you could also have this beautiful little hot air balloon. You know, you could even make that, put it on maybe the paper, and you cut it out and hang it. And then you could use these adorable little ornaments hanging beneath it like a mobile. Or you can put them on a tree. I'm sure any child would be happy to have that. Now this is adorable. Baby, it's cold outside. And my thought was with Baby, it's cold outside, that maybe you could put mom and dad's name here, and then below that, the name of the new baby and the date that the baby was born. And, you know, if you want to add the weight and the time they were born, this would be really adorable. And I guess what made me think of that was that at 2 o'clock this morning, I got a new great-grandson. So I think that would be adorable, just as a little piece to put in his room. And we have Merry and Bright, which a lot of people love that saying. It's not my favorite, but it does suit the season. But I would love to see this instead of the Merry and Bright, just do the light bulbs and do a long banner of them. And that could hang, it could hang over the Christmas tree, behind the Christmas tree, could hang on a patio door. I just think it would be adorable. And then there's Comfort and Joy and Ho Ho Ho. Ho 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 would hang nicely over a doorbell so that your guests are in the mood before they even get inside. And this pillow, 14 by 5 inches is the finished size. And you can always change the color of the bow if you want to, but I kind of like it with the blue. But I would probably make that bottom fabric a Christmas fabric rather than blue. But I do like that. And then Joy to the World. I like that too. It's kind of like folk art. I like the colors on that. You know, you always see the typical white angels, but I just think it's a folk art style, and I just think that's beautiful. It's different. Now, Main Street Memories. I have had little houses in my wish list for I don't know how long, and I keep seeing other stuff that I want to buy or fabric that I need. Now I don't have to. I have house fabrics or patterns. Fabrics. But this one, Hotel, looks like it's backstitched, so you could change it. You could make it whatever store you want to. You could make it your own. If you have a B&B or you run a small boarding home, you could put your name up there. All different types of stores. See, look up close. Now this is Cheryl McKinnon. And Cheryl McKinnon does Tiny Modernist, and I love her patterns. I only became aware of her, really, what she's doing because of the Jingle Ball, and I'm absolutely in love with what she has. I have ordered the fabric for Magic, Believe in the Magic of Christmas, and I'm waiting for that to arrive. And I'm going to order those cuckoo clocks. I am. This one, this reminds me, it's in a wreath shape, but it reminds me of my mother's decoration. She had the mirror with the polyester fluff around it and the little metal skaters that she would put out there. And she absolutely loved that decoration. And so that kind of reminds me of her. Plus the fact that I used to ice skate all the time in the winter. Absolutely loved ice skating. And then we have another stocking. This one doesn't have a name on it, but you could always do that if you wanted to. But you also have more designs that you could, incorporate with others or switch things around. There's so many different sizes. If I can find them, I know they're in here somewhere. There are designs that are like this big, square, really, really tiny, which I think would be cute hanging outside again by a doorbell. Or if you wanted to, hang it from the cord from your ceiling fan, if you have ceiling fans in your house. And then there's this. Little houses all made up in a row, and they're on some sort of folded, what do you call it? They called it a backdrop, I think. Then there's the bookstore. Look at that bookstore. Is that not adorable? Look over here. Look at the cat in the tree. They even give you the sizes if you just want to do the cat in the tree. I would like very, very much to do this one. This is going to be time consuming now, so I might even save this one for a bit later. And if you look closely, you can see there are very many fabric floss changes. So I wouldn't think that it would be a good first project, but if you're the type like me that if you want to do it, you're going to do it. It's worth a try. It's adorable. And then how does that finish up? That finishes up at 10 and 5/8 by 10 and 5/8. So it would be a nice size too. And there's more houses, stores, a milk truck. It's adorable. We have postcards. And I wouldn't put postcards like this in the mail because the post office is going to stamp them and the machines could mangle them or they could get lost. Like the button to my pouty owl, which is why my pouty owl isn't finished. Because, well, when Stony Creek asked the post office about it, they got one story. And when I did the tracking and saw what it said, I got a different story. So the post office doesn't seem to know where that package is. And this is Cheryl. Yeah, this is Cheryl McKinnon. Again, adorable, bright colors. I don't like turquoise for Christmas, but boy, do I love it for winter. And there he is ice skating. That's one of my favorite things. And then there's the fact that he's a penguin. A couple of years ago, my granddaughter and I went to the penguin experience at the aquarium. It was absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I loved it. So this is Barbara Sestock. She did these. And this is Diane. I'm going to say Mackin, but I'm not sure, and I apologize if I said it wrong. But these designs, I mean, isn't that adorable? You could put that in the children's room, the children's playroom. Let them decorate their playroom if they have one. Or downstairs in the family room. Now this one, my thought was, if you were to stitch this, and then down here, you could use them as place cards if you used, like, back stitching to put someone's name there. And you could have, if you have a sit-down dinner, you could have nice little place cards for people to sit. That would be fun. Or you could even just do it for your own dinner or your own. I always did breakfast. I said Christmas is my holiday too, and I'm going to enjoy it. I did a big breakfast, the ham, the fresh squeezed orange juice, whatever. And then the rest of the day, you just made yourself ham and cheese sandwiches or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You didn't ask mom for nothing. Not on Christmas. Yeah, they all survived very well, I might add. You would think they could survive 364 other days. Apparently not. This Christmas tree reminds me of the Charlie Brown special because it reminds me of the trees that were in the tree lot when Charlie Brown went to buy the tree. And it's a lot prettier than them. This one I would like, but it's got that shape to it. But it does have traditional designs in it. You can see the gingerbread man, the ice skate, the wreath. It's all, traditional. It's beautiful. Kind of folksy too. And then this one, if you live in a cold climate, you may have had autumn days when you wake up and maybe it's just a frost, maybe it's a real quick light snow, and you're thinking, it can't be. I'm not done playing with the leaves that have fallen from the trees. There's still leaves on the trees. It's too early for snow. And this reminds me of that, the first autumn snowfall. And I love how these colors, the way they just blend in, it looks like a watercolor. And I just think it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And that one, that's the Barbara Anna. I think that looks a lot different than some patterns of hers that I've seen from other YouTubers. And then Diane again, she gives us this pattern. Folk art, and look at those birds. There's a sew-along that's doing, or stitch-along that's doing birds, and I have to go rewatch Helen D and see where that is, because I'd love to add those birds, my contribution to it. I think they're adorable. I love birds. I love birds. I love owls. I'm doing 100 owls. I don't have it to show you right now. It'll be in my whip parade, which will be next week. Then I have to admit how many whips I have. It might not be that bad though. A nice triangle, like a Christmas tree, poinsettias, ho ho ho. It's so adorable. And that one uses variegated yarn. If you look at it, you can just barely see it. It's really nice. And then Froni Ritter has this design, which if you look, you see the bunny rabbits and the Christmas trees. That's kind of, I don't know if that would be primitive or not, but to me it kind of looks primitive. But I love it. I love the colors. It's fun. I mean, I would say it's kind of, well, I would say it's quirky. They say it's whimsy. So same thing, only different. They've got these. Definitely folk art. Absolutely beautiful. Gives you a whole different vibe for your Christmas. That's what one of the things I like about this book. If you want traditional, you can have it. If you want folk art, you can have it. If you want whimsy, you can have it. It's just so many possibilities. If you're a quilter, this is Quilty Santa. And he's pulling his little sleigh. And he would be adorable anywhere in the house. Children would love it. Hang it on the tree. Make sure Santa sees it. Tells everyone how much he loves it. And then we have yourself a merry little Christmas. And I love this because every time I look at it, it reminds me of the song, and then I start singing it. Not out loud, just to myself. And this was originally supposed to be on navy blue fabric, but I had a piece of hunter green. You can see how much I've done right there. That's what I've done. I only just started it. And that is November 25th, I started that. But I'm also doing my other. And also in the back here, they show you different ways of doing stitches, so that if you're a beginner, you have some instruction here. You can just get yourself a piece of fabric, some floss, and get going. And if you're an experienced stitcher, there's things in here that bookstore would be a challenge. It would be a fun challenge. I'm looking forward to doing this one, but I don't know what fabric I'm going to use yet, because I know I want something a little bit fancy for that. I know there's something else I was going to tell you, and I don't know what it was, but I will mention again, the phone number for Craftways is 1-800-713-1239. So call them and get yourself on the annual program, and then you can get the book. Now, the other thing I wanted to say about this, I said I love all of these patterns, and I do. So I have decided on the 25th of the month, whatever month it is, I'm going to do a new start, and it will come from this book. I don't know exactly which one I'm going to do. I won't decide until the day I do it, because if I decide ahead of time, that doesn't mean I'll still want to do that one that day. I think the next one is going to be something on the small side, a little ornament or something, because that little tree really needs some help. And starting a new start on December 25th. It's not going to be ready for Christmas. So I will do that. Now, this that I want to show you, this is my full coverage. And as you can see, I have got a whole lot there. But I have some from when I started. And that, I didn't put it here. It's called Santa in the Snow. And that paper has eluded me. It's from Annika Coleman Designs. It's called Santa in the Snow. It's a beautiful picture of Santa, and there's trees and some animals around him. And as soon as let's see, no, oh, I'm sure as soon as I get done here, I'll find it because it's right here. It really is. I really wanted to show you that because a lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but some people have said that they really don't see people doing full coverage, and I do some. Like I said before, I am eclectic. I'll do what I want, when I want, on whatever fabric I want. And so we will see what that is. I have a piece of Lugana actually here in the house. It arrived this afternoon. I haven't opened it yet. I plan to do a patriotic start on that. That's why I chose the Lugana. I tried Lugana once and it was 4 stitches, and 1 hour later I decided that wasn't working. This is a lighter color fabric, and I'm more experienced now than I was 3 years ago when I first started, so we'll see if I can do it. I really hope so, because I feel like this piece needs that fabric. It doesn't, it'll look fine on Ada if I have to do it on Ada, but I'd really rather do it on the Lugana. So we'll see. Other than that, next week I will do my whip parade. And the week after that, it'll be January, barely, and I will do my plans for 2025, which I can't believe we're that far along. So I know that one of my plans for 2025 is patriotic, and that will move through 25 into 26 to be ready for July 4th, 2026, which is the 250th anniversary of the United States. So that's my way of celebrating it. And that's why I want to do the Lugana. And I may even get it professionally framed because I'd like it to be kind of an heirloom piece, which means if I make mistakes, I have to frog them. So, yeah, sometimes you can fudge. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you like looking at the book. You remember Craftways, part of Hirschner's, or vice versa. And it's just a beautiful book. And it's worth a look. It really is. I think you would really enjoy it. You've seen the patterns. They're beautiful, beautiful colors. So that's it for now. And I will see you next week. Let's see. I guess I won't actually see you until after Christmas. So have a Merry Christmas. Have a wonderful, quiet day if that's what you prefer. Whatever you want to do, I hope it's very good for you. And I will see you then. Bye.